AITA for telling my granddaughter not everything is about you. Sit down and shut her mouth. This post is about my granddaughter 16. She has a bad attention issue. I have talked to the parents but they tell me she isn't doing anything wrong. One example. She was upset at someone's birthday party since they didn't have her favorite cake. Then the whole party made it a big deal, drawing everyone attention for the birthday boy to her. I have a lot of examples. In short, someone else's event and then she will have an issue and all attention will go to her. It's a problem and it has resulted in her not have many friends. I have heard about that issue a lot. Her younger brother got into the National Honor Society at school. We were having a congratulatory dinner for him. She started to tell the whole table of the injustice it was she don't get in. Multiple people tried to move the conversation away from it. Every time we got back to it being about her brother, she would start again. I told her stop multiple times. Her younger brother was getting frustrated. Her parents were not doing anything about it. I had enough. I pulled her aside, told her that not everything is about her, that she going to sit down and shut her mouth for the rest of the night. She was silent the rest of the night. My grandson thanked me for getting the party back on track. My daughter is pissed and told me I had no right to do this. She called me a jerk. I could be an ass for how I handled it even if it was justified. NTA. You pulled her aside and privately spoke with her. You didn't publicly shame her, which you could have done. Someone has to tell her as clearly her parents aren't doing a thing about her. Honestly NTA. I had a friend growing up. We are no longer friends as of 2 years ago after she pulled a stunt like this at my birthday party. And made everything about her. Who is just like your granddaughter op? She needs the reality check sooner rather than later or she will grow up and have no one accept her. Parents. Your grandson also probably really appreciates you doing that for him. It's important he get the spotlight too and you made that happen. NTA. Sometimes a self-indulgent teenager needs to be told off by a parent. Failing that, a grandparent should step in. Tell your daughter to do a better job to shut down the selfish one's ego. NTA. If her parents aren't willing to explain to their little princess why everything isn't about her all the time, it sounds like someone had to. They aren't doing her any favors by letting her behave like that. She'll be in for a rude awakening when she goes out into the real world and realize that not everyone coddles her like her parents evidently do. NTA. Her parents need to tell her the same thing. The world doesn't ever revolve around one person. She needs to learn that and soon. NTA. Clearly the 16 years old has issues and the parents are not doing her any favors. NTA. She needed her behavior to be addressed, be woken up to the fact that she can't just steal a spotlight if she feels like it. Talk about respect. Her constant need for attention is very icky. Even me not being there is getting uncomfortable. You were attempting to maintain the integrity of the event and ensure that her brother received the recognition he deserved. I think that was necessary given the circumstances. She should understand that her actions have consequences and that she needs to be considerate of others. NTA. Thank you for doing the right thing. Pulling her aside is a great courtesy. She needed to hear it from family. There are enough entitled people in this world. We don't need more. NTA. She needs to learn that she isn't the center of the universe. And her parents have apparently failed to teach her this particular lesson. NTA. My sister is exactly the same. I know how irritating it is. You were simply making her aware and telling her to stop. Whether she knew what she was doing or not. Either way you did the right thing. Props to you for calling her out. NTA. You pulled her aside and stepped in when her parents didn't. If her mom is ticked, she should have parented. NTA. Her parents ought to be reining in little Miss Me, before she turns into an even worse horror. NTA. Your daughter and her spouse are horrid parents that they keep allowing this to happen. It sounds like they cater to her rather than telling her the world doesn't revolve around her. Giving her even more of this idea that she should get everything she wants and everything everyone else has. One of these days the person who puts her in her place isn't going to be as nice. Her parents aren't doing her any favors by letting her do this. As you say, she doesn't have a lot of friends. I mean, who goes to someone else's birthday party then makes a fuss that their favorite cake isn't being served? Hopefully she'll have heard you and will recognize the issue. Pulling her aside was the right way to handle it. Probably controversial, but NTA. Provided that you pulled her aside and did not tell her where everyone could hear you. Your granddaughter has a major case of main character syndrome, so no wonder not many people like her. As for your daughter getting pissed and fussing at you, if she would bother to parent her child, you would not have had to say anything to your granddaughter. NTA. It's clear based on your daughter's response exactly why your GD is the way she is. Bad parenting. Up. Follow this up by taking her out to lunch and getting her attention before you give her the facts. That is, let her voice her frustration over what you did, mom agrees, etc., and then lay out the facts. You don't have friends, your brother is going to abandon you as soon as he is in college, and the only people who will like you are your parents. Do you want to be that lonely without a job? Hopefully your granddaughter is salvageable and not a narcissist. My daughter is pissed and told me I had no right to do this. She called me a jerk. Your daughter's approach to gentle parenting is not working for your granddaughter because with her current behavior and trajectory, she will encounter social problems that can impact her, like getting a job and working with others. Her mother is not preparing her for the real world where strangers and acquaintances will be far less tolerant of her behavior. Justified. NTA. NTA. Someone needed to say it, and honestly your grandson is never going to forget you standing up for him. It sounds like his parents don't, so it's good to see another family member do the job. Let your daughter be upset and remind your granddaughter the world doesn't revolve around her. NTA. But keep backing your grandson. Your daughter is failing him and allowing the sister to overshadow all his milestones. Maybe send your daughter this post so she can see for herself that she is also failing her daughter, as she is creating a monster who will fail in life without serious intervention soon.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.